Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oops, I did it again. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Chandra Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hey, good morning, everybody. Jesus Prabhupada, 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 Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada. Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Hey Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri, oh my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Advaita. Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri. Ah. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Govinda. Welcome, my Sri Advaita. Oh yeah, put your mute that. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, we'll chant a little japa here. You can try your microphone. If it does weird things, then we'll just have to stop it. We'll try it. We'll try it and see. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Sachi, welcome. Thank you for coming. Shamaguri and everybody else. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I think just might as well mute your mic because it's good stuff. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Ah Ah Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari. Okay, Hari, let's read something here. Should we read? Hare Krishna. This is chapter 8 in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Ancha Lila. Text 1. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who reduced his eating due to the fear of criticism of Ramachandra Puri. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the incarnation of the ocean of mercy. His lotus feet are worshipped by the demigods and Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Hey, River. Welcome, River. Thank you for coming. All glories to Nityananda Prabhu, the greatest of mendicants, who bound the entire world with the knot of ecstatic love. Isn't that amazing? I love this, man. This is ecstatic love. What a mission we got, huh? To bind. We're following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, just binding the world with this knot, not of samsara, of, of ecstatic devotion. Break samsara. It's just amazing, this whole thing. I just love it. Thank you, mendicant. All glories to Nityananda, the greatest of mendicants, who bound the entire world with the knot of ecstatic love. See, ecstatic love will get us through everything, really. You know, and also the support is also. I like this verse in the Bible: "Lean not unto your own understanding." It's a really nice verse. Um, but in one sense, Lord says, well, those who worship me with ecstatic devotion, to them I give them the understanding, proper understanding. See, and as we're advancing, the more I've noticed, you lean more into the understanding of the Lord. Automatically, you start to almost like merge with it. You start to merge with the mercy of the mentality of the Lord. and you start, it's a good way to check yourself. You know, uh, see, Madhyamadikari means that you've developed ecstatic love. Like we have devotees here, they've developed ecstatic love, and as it develops more, see, the more your sectarianism goes, you start to see how the Lord views things. And then, especially Lord Caitanya, he doesn't take any offenses. He doesn't look at anything. See? He sees basically the essence, the essence of everything. Okay. So anyway, all glories, all glories to the devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is their life and soul. Okay. So that's how you tell who is a real Vaishnava. Well, who is their life and soul? Is it the modes of nature? Or is it love of Krishna? Okay. Is it ecstatic devotion? See? All glories to those devotees. But they have some faults. They don't treat me right. Okay. Oh, really? Well, you see where this leads. The Lord is really helping us to get to the point of seeing what is really important to look at. And we see gradually, we start to see like the Lord sees. He's just looking, he just sees Radha and Krishna, especially. He sees people under the modes of nature. But he sees devotees when they have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He's looking at that mercy inside everybody. Who has that mercy? See, who has been married to Krishna? See, so as we advance more, we need to understand this, especially to work together. You have to start gradually overcome the conditioning. This is the challenge here: is overcoming the conditioning, so that we can advance further into the Uttamadikari stage. Okay? Where you don't take offense. If you're offended, you're in fear, you're in anxiety in your relations with the devotees. Well, there's still some work to be done. And this is why that's why we have these challenges within the family here. Okay? So these kind of things have to work out. You, Gurudev, are my life and soul. You know what it says? The body, I love the scriptures. They tell you, if you claim to be my devotee, Krishna says, or Lord Chaitanya quoted, if you claim to be my devotee directly, then you're not really my devotee. But if you're a devotee of my devotee, they're my real devotee. So if you're really feeling that, see, that's telling of your actual position with Krishna in truth. If you're a devotee of a devotee, okay, and so anyway, and advancing in that is you start to see that in devotees. Who's a devotee of a devotee? And that's the real situation. And relate to that. That's why I tell you the safe position is when you get through the conditioning and you see what's really important to Krishna and it becomes important to you, then you find real peace. Like some devotees are saying, I just want to be in peace. And then Krishna, it seems, why won't Krishna leave me in peace? I just want to chant in peace. And all of a sudden, still you still can't chant in peace. Why am I always being disturbed? Then you got to start blocking everybody. I'm losing my peace. No, you're still getting purified. That's all. The Lord is, believe it or not, it's the Lord doing all these things to get us to the point to find out real peace is to look into the hearts of the, especially the awakened devotees, and just see, oh, look, Radha and Krishna there. Oh, it's how nice. And you overlook all these so-called fault, the faulty crusts and all that stuff. And that's how you know you found the real peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding. Otherwise, you're still trying to hold, the dam, back, So there's some of that. So anyway, everybody here is challenged, and then gradually you have to gradually overcome these things. You know, and then you find the real peace. The real peace is, you're with devotees and you're not disturbed. That goes for all of us, just yeah. So anyway, all glories to. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri performed his various pastimes with his devotees in the waves of love for Krishna. Then a sannyasi named Ramachandra Puri came to Paramananda Puri to see Paramananda Puri and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Paramananda Puri offered respects at the feet of Ramachandra Puri, and Ramachandra Puri strongly embraced him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also offered obeisances to Ramachandra Puri, who then embraced and remembered Krishna. The three of them talked about Krishna for some time, and then Jagadananda came and extended an invitation to Ramachandra Puri. A large quantity of the remnants of food from Jagannath was brought in for distribution, and Ramachandra Puri ate sumptuously, and then he wanted to find faults in Jagadananda Pandit. After finishing the meal, Ramachandra Puri requested, "My dear Jagadananda, please listen. You eat the food that is left." With great eagerness, Ramachandra Puri seated Jagadananda Pandit and personally served him prasadam. Encouraging him again and again, Ramachandra Puri fed him sumptuously, and when Jagadananda Pandit had washed his hands and mouth, Puri began criticizing him. "I have heard," he said, "that the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat more than necessary. Now I have directly seen that this is true." Yeah, you see, this is the fault-finding mentality of the Vaidis. See, they're thinking in terms of how they do the worship, how they're worshiping. So, see, the followers of Lord Chaitanya sometimes they would eat a big feast, and the Lord Himself would put food on their plate, and the fault finders would see that, put extra food and everything in, because they don't, they found the mercy of the Lord. They're not subject to the more stringent rules and regulations of those who haven't found the mercy. See, they found faith in Lord Chaitanya. Ramachandra Puri didn't have full faith in Lord Chaitanya. He considered him, oh, he's a grand disciple. You know how people think like that? See, that's still a worldly mentality. Yeah, I'll just put you down for a little bit because I get distracted when others are distracted. Maybe you have to handle something there. I'll put you up when I'm ready. Okay, you ready to listen? Okay. Otherwise, I'm looking at your distraction, and it just doesn't work. Uh, yeah, where was I? Okay. Yeah. See, I have heard, he said, that the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat more than necessary. Now I've directly seen that this is true. Okay. See, this is finding fault with Vaishnavas. Regardless, they say, oh, this person has bad behavior. But the devotee was a devotee. He has devotion inside. See? So why find fault because they made a mistake or they're not perfect or whatever it is? But still, like who is it? Jagannatha Pandit? Who's this? Jagannananda, yeah, Jagannananda. had love of God inside, awakened. See, but so we this is the Vaidhi thing. Makes us sectarians. So gradually, you'll see, gradually as advancing here, this is how you'll know that we're really becoming more like a full solid team. You get over your our, I'll say our faults of condemning and criticizing the various devotees, especially the ones who have ecstatic devotion awakened in us, because people look at that. They be like, well, what is this? Where's your family thing? I thought you're an advanced devotee. So the best thing, I mean, we have ecstatic devotees here. The best realization you can get at this point, hey man, you're a fallen soul. You're a faulty person. Oh, how lucky you are that Lord Chaitanya accepted you, even though you're so full of faults there. Why are you looking at the faults of others? That's only your condition. You should be praying, oh my God, look how fallen I am. I'm finding fault with devotees where Radha and Krishna has awakened in them. Fie on me. This is just my inadequacy. See, now I'll be impressed. I'll say, this person's getting over pride. Okay? Otherwise, you got if you don't admit your conditioning and you support it and you believe in it, that's pride, man, and that'll take you down eventually. And I see people. Look at River. She's full of faults and everything, but Radha and Krishna living inside her. She's not blocking people. See, that means you ecstatic devotees acting. You need to learn a couple of things. Just one thing is just admit, oh wow, my conditioning's coming up. Not like, oh, what is this high and mighty bullshit? I'm sorry, man, it doesn't fly here. You see Govinda, he's over this. Look at Shamaguri, she's not blocking anybody. Hey? Yeah. Oh, Mr. Unpopular is coming out again. I'll tell you, I'll just be honest. I'm happy I'm getting over that myself, because I feel now I found real peace. Now that I can look at River and not get it, now I found real peace. And you all get over it too. I just have to be the bad cop today, and just point out, even in ecstatic devotees, look for their faults. You know, just the main thing is that's repentance. That'll help you if you admit, oh, look at this. I can't see. That's the blindness. See, we're blind if we don't see that the devotees who've gotten the mercy, that we relate to that. Otherwise, we've still got our conditioning. See, and that conditioning blocks us from understanding how the Lord is viewing. I mean, look, River is accepted by Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. Why shouldn't I accept? The only reason is because I'm conditioned, because I've been, from my past conditioning, my ignorance, a lot of ignorance too. Ignorance is, oh, I'm justified by being this way. I'm an ecstatic devotee, and well, she is also. She's not looking at your faults. Maybe she does sometimes. That's her problem too. Whatever. The main thing is you want to find real peace. Real peace is removing the ignorance, just relating to Radha and Krishna in the heart. Regardless of the fault. Otherwise, we would none of us would be delivered. None of us are perfect. Johan, you ain't perfect. Lalita Ganga, you ain't perfect. Gohari, I ain't perfect. Govinda ain't perfect. River ain't perfect. But you know what? We all have Lord Chaitanya's mercy and Radha and Krishna in our heart. Wow, we're a real family. See? Because Lord Chaitanya ain't looking at our faults. Could you? Ultimately, why should we? Boy, when we really get this, boy, will we conquer the world, because the mercy of Lord Chaitanya will be really flowing through our Sangha, and people will see that. They'll look, wow, look how much they love each other. Didn't Jesus say that? Ye shall know that you're my disciples by how much you love each other and accept each other. But that only comes by seeing the Lord inside us. It's only our conditioning that keeps is in the way. Like one devotee said, "Well, yeah, that'll happen in some lifetime. Well, let's make it this lifetime. This is why we'll just speed up the process. We'll talk about that. Have a little talk about this discussion. Yeah, put it out in the open. It's only ignorance. It's only hidden stuff that keeps the Maya going. That's why you see, hey, this is a big boon. What's going on now? Thank you, Lord, man. Just Jesus even preached it. He said that which in these last days, that which was hidden in the closets will be shouted from the rooftops. See, hidden in the closets, and one thing hidden in the closet is Lord Chaitanya's mercy. That's been hidden in Vaishnavism, and we're shouting it from the rooftops, man. Because if people don't get this, they don't get the real mercy. They die mundane, material. And if in our level, if we die being holding stuff against those who have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, well, that's held against us. Jesus taught that. Even, you know. Judge not, lest ye shall be judged, but my judgment is just. You know why his judgment is just? You know why this judgment here from Gaura is becoming more just? Is because of seeing things as they are. That, hey man, Radha and Krishna is living inside Govinda, I can see. Or let's say Lord Chaitanya and his mercy, and so in River, and so in Lalita, and so in Johan, and so in Tom. You relate to that and stay at peace. Because that's the Lord is teaching. You know. We'll have a whole sangha of Uttamadikaris. And then the new people that come, they'll see that, wow, what a wonderful family. Like Fanny says, I don't understand. Why are you blocking people? Well, it's just because of their conditioning. Yeah, the ecstatic devotees, they still have faults. Their shit still stinks. But Lord Chaitanya ain't looking at it. I ain't really looking at it now. I'm getting better at it. Better at not looking. Lord's purifying me. Okay? And when everybody else is getting more looking at that, wow, it's the real situation. Yeah. See, then you'll understand why that verse in Bhagavad Gita where the devotee is saying, see, I know River's saying this. God, I just can't help it. I'm just a bitch. This stuff is just coming out and all that. The Lord likes that. Because the Lord says it in Bhagavad Gita. But these are some ecstatic devotees here need to learn a little bit of that. You remember I read yesterday Krishna says, yeah, my real devotees like a river. They know I'm full of nonsense. I'm full of this shit, man. I'm just in misery. See, that's the Lord's mentality. He said, yeah, this is my devotee. Even though they do the most abominable things, even though the most abominable things, their conditioning's coming out, very quickly they'll be purified. Well, what are they not being purified in 2 days? What? If it takes 10 years, that's quick to the Lord. If it took 20 years, that's very quick to the Lord. He's very patient. It's not on our schedule. It's on the Lord's schedule. So anyway, we'll all get there, and this is great. It's part of the teaching, part of the purification. It's all purification. It'll be nice, the Lord, whatever's in the way of love and acceptance, true from the heart, is great. But that's, it takes time. So if anybody's missed up to this point, I would recommend watching this again. Feeding a sannyasi too much breaks his regulative principles, and when a sannyasi eats too much, his renunciation is destroyed. The characteristic of Ramachandra Puri was that he would first induce someone to eat more than necessary, and then he would criticize him. Formerly, when Madhavendra Puri was at the last stage of his life, Ramachandra Puri came to where he was staying. Madhavendra Puri was chanting the holy name of Krishna, and sometimes he would cry, "Oh, my Lord, I did not get shelter at Mathura." Then Ramachandra Puri was so foolish that he fearlessly dared to instruct his spiritual master. Yeah, this is, even though it's a little different situation, but not really. It's like when whatever you do to a person who has got the mercy of Guru, and so many have here, it's unbelievable. It's actually, this is very rare that so many people have the transcendental mercy of Guru here, because this is a very special time and special cases. So, and that's why the teaching is a little tough, even for on the ecstatic devotees here, because so much has been given. Whatever you do to these ecstatic devotees, you're doing to Guru. Whatever you do to these ecstatic devotees, or your mentality and everything, is going right back to Krishna. You're doing against your own progress. So, I mean, everybody, you got to be yourself. You got to be real. I'm just talking about these truths, discussing them, because it's ignorance that keeps us doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, at least you're listening there. Looks like it's Runga. That's great. Yeah, great, you're trying. I was chanting with you on my way back home, and I was so ecstatic, crying tears on the way. It's all out of your causeless with this fool Shama Gori upon this. Thank you so much for all that you are giving my humble obeisances. Yeah. In Vrindavan, the Lord Krishna would sometimes humble the gopis because because they got so much mercy, they get a little proud of that mercy. Even Advaita, he became insolent, a little insolent, and then after the Lord disappeared for a few days, and then the Lord comes back, and Advaita says, "Come on, I can't help it, man. I got a little overly proud because of this so much extraordinary mercy upon me." And that's true. Devotees here are getting extraordinary mercy. It's not surprising that there's some cutting away of little weeds. Okay, what do we have? Something came up. Karina, if you could share the link again for. Oh, I see. That's the problem. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Karina. Okay. Yeah. Here, I'll give you the same link here. So, if you are in full transcendental bliss, he said, you should now remember only Brahman. Why are you crying? Hearing this instruction, Madhavendra Puri, greatly angry, rebuked him, saying, "Get out, you sinful rascal! O my Lord Krishna, I could not reach you, nor could I reach your abode, Mathura. I am dying in my unhappiness, and now this rascal has come to give me more pain. Don't show your face to me. Go anywhere you else. If I die seeing your face, I shall not achieve the destination of my life." So that's Vrindavan. See? See, Krishna, through the Guru, is trying to help Ramachandra Puri by chastising him. Okay, so River, you start reading a little bit here.
Sorry, Marge, I didn't know what book you're reading, but I can get it up.
Okay, this is Chaitanya Charitamrita Anchalila, chapter 8.
Okay, chapter 8. Okay. And Maharaj, which text are you on?
It's text number 24.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Maharaj. Um, okay. Jai Shri Guru Haridas. Don't show your face to me. Go anywhere else you like. If I die seeing your face, I shall not achieve the destination of my life. I am dying without achieving the shelter of Krishna, and therefore I am greatly unhappy. Now this condemned foolish rascal has come to instruct me about Brahma. I am dying without achieving the shelter of Krishna, and therefore I am greatly unhappy. Now this condemned foolish rascal has come to instruct me about Brahma. Ramachandra Puri was thus denounced by Madhavinda Puri due to his offense. Gradually material desire appeared within him. One who is attached to the dry speculative knowledge, has no relationship with Krishna. His occupation is criticizing Vaishnavas. Thus, he is situated in criticism. Ishvarapuri, the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, performed service to Madhavinda Puri, cleaning up his stool and urine with his own hands.
Yeah, this is, people have to hear, you have to be really clear who is a Vaishnava. Because if you're not, then that's where the offenses are. You got to see that a Vaishnava here is those who receive the causeless mercy of Lord Chaitanya, regardless of some external conditionings and all that. Not to honor that. You push them away, you're actually pushing Krishna away. You got this mercy is extraordinary. But sometimes you might have to because conditioning. It's intense, man. It's a big thing. We've been whooped by our conditioning in the past. See? So and gradually, so devotees, they need to speak up sometimes and talk, and share and all this. Otherwise, you'll be a little bit lopsided. You'll be thinking, oh, yeah, let me take shelter of this peace. Then you lose the sense what real peace is. See, real peace is when you start to see that Radha and Krishna are inside the devotees that are actually awakened, and you relate to that. That's where the peace is. You now that's really pleasing Krishna, and you'll feel it. But if you're not doing that, then you take shelter of the false peace. This is, and you'll always be trying to put, barriers up, but that's not real. You got to at least know, okay, this is not real. It's not the real peace. The real peace is to, when you really connect, you really get it, and you overlook the faults of the Vaishnavas, here. And it's, because the Lord does. And when we do, now we bring Lord Chaitanya on earth. We bring the causeless mercy there. Otherwise, it's restricted. Oh, I'm sorry, this person has bad behavior. They're not a Vaishnava. I'm sorry, that's ignorance, man. They are a Vaishnava. You'll start to doubt their ecstasy. You'll think they're false. Oh, that's another big offense. Okay? Okay? So, see, that's all ignorance doing that. It's all taking shelter of ignorance. We confirmed. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Maharaj. Ishvarapuri was always chanting the holy names and pastimes of Lord Krishna for Madhavinda Puri to hear. In this way, he helped Madhavinda Puri remember the holy names and pastimes of Lord Krishna at the time of death. Pleased with Ishvarapuri, Madhavinda Puri embraced him and gave him the benediction that he would be a great devotee and lover of Krishna.
See, everybody's getting that here so easily. They simply because of the same process, but even more so because Lord Chaitanya's mercy is here. We have the mercy of all these extraordinary devotees here. We're getting over the ignorance very quickly because of all of this understanding that has been passed down to us like an inheritance. We can collect the valuable jewels in the revealed scriptures, right? This is this is amazing. And the great benediction to be lovers of Krishna. Look how many people already got that here. That is the greatest benediction you have, and so many people are already getting that here.
Yeah,
That's your real brothers and sisters. Those who have not gotten that benediction yet,
they know.
you don't. I don't care how good of qualities they have. If they're not surrendered, like people, I tell you advance devotees, as you're getting through your condition, you'll look at rivers and everybody you have controversy with that has this ecstatic devotion, regardless. I know she can be very intense in all this, but still, Radha and Krishna are in there. When you're steady on that, then you'll find the peace. I just tell you where the peace is. It's not in your conditioning or going back there. It's just, that's repentance. Just acknowledge, oh, it's in my condition. Okay, it's really. I'll tell you, you'll find your ecstasy will increase even more. Because, that's pleasing to Krishna. Oh, you admit, you see, oh, you're looking at, well, I accepted this devotee. I feel so at peace and happy when I look like that. There was a time I didn't. I was looking at faults, and I'm sure I don't remember, but and this is much better. This is stay you stay steady. Then nobody will more or less rock your boat, maybe sometimes, but a lot less. Because that's how Lord Chaitanya's seen. He looks at people, especially. I mean, he's looking at everybody. He sees Krishna and everything, but especially real devotees. That's who have the real mercy. That's your brothers and sisters here. This is very rare to have such brothers and sisters. The Lord has accepted them, and when you accept them too, oh, it would be wonderful. Yeah. So anyway, that's where real peace is. Go ahead there, River.
Okay. Thus, Ishvarapuri became like an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna, whereas Ramachandra Puri became a dry speculator and a critic of everyone else. Ishvarapuri received the blessings of Madhavinda Puri, whereas Ramachandra Puri received a rebuke from him. Therefore, these two persons, Ishvarapuri and Ramananda Puri, are examples of the objects of great personalities' benediction and punishment. Madhavinda Puri instructed the entire world by presenting these two examples. His Divine Grace, Madhavinda Puri, the spiritual master of the entire world, thus distributed ecstatic love for Krishna, while passing away from the material world. He chanted the following verse: O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? In this verse, Madhavinda Puri teaches how to achieve ecstatic love for Krishna by feeling separation from Krishna. from Krishna, one becomes spiritually situated. Madhavinda Puri sowed the seed of ecstatic love for Krishna within this material world and then departed. that, that seed later became a great tree in the form of Sri Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have incidentally, excuse me, sorry, I have incidentally described the passing away of Madhavinda Puri. Anyone, anyone who hears this must be considered very fortunate. Thus, Ramachandra Puri stayed at Jagannath Puri, as is customary for those in the renounced order. He would sometimes stay. He would sometimes stay someplace and then go away. There was no certainty of where Ramachandra Puri would take his meal, for he would do so even uninvited. Okay, for he would even do so uninvited. Nevertheless, he was very particular about keeping account of how others were taking their meal. Their meals. To invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would cost 320 quarters. Is that right? Quarters. Small conch shells. This would provide lunch for 3 people, including Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sometimes Kishvara and Govinda. Every day, the Lord would take his meal at different places. And if someone was prepared to pay for a meal, the fixed price was only 4 panas. 4 panas. Ramachandra Puri concerned himself with gathering, gathering all sorts of information about how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was situated, including his regulative principles, his lunch, his sleep, and his movements. Because Ramachandra Puri was interested only in finding faults. He could not understand the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was only concerned with finding faults, but still he could not find any.
See how you go against yourself, you ecstatic devotees. Look at that ecstasy in River, and look at your ecstasy. How could you go against them? See, it's only our conditioning. See? That's in the way. That's our challenge, is to overcome the conditioning. Because then you see who she really is and who you really are, how close you are both to the Lord. And that's how we start defining and understanding, grasping Lord Chaitanya's extraordinary mercy upon the world and distributing it. When we are like that, we're in tune with the Lord's vibration of this causeless mercy. And then when it awakens in people, we don't try to, like the ISKCON people try to, because of their conditioning, they try to snuff it out. See, so, they're looking for faults. Oh, and so that's sectarianism still. So gradually, as we root this out, And then we're just see you just relate. Well, this is an ecstatic devotee. It's so ecstatic to see ecstatic. I mean, I'm so ecstatic. I'm not controlled by River's bitchiness. It's so great, man. I don't think she knows when I man, she would go, she's trying to hook me into these things. I said, I'm sorry, man. I ain't going for it, man. Just go ahead. You just, and it'll all be well after a while. It's so nice not to be controlled. See, if there's any fear, see, that's how the world does. It's fear that controls people, right? They put people in fear. The Maya does. The people, they put them all, lock them down, and fear, and they get control. See, but if you don't have fear of the government and these people who are trying to put fear in you, then you're not controlled by it. See, so or attachment. If you're not too attached to your dogs or cats and goldfish, then they can't manipulate and control you. See, but how do it? So anyway, it's uh, by worship of Krishna and worship of the Vaishnavas. Even here, that's the test. See, so anyway, gradually, if you're sincere, and I think so many are here, you'll get through this test of sincerity. You know, you won't lose faith because I point out these icky things, painful things. It might be a little bit of pain. Yeah.
Maharaj, sometimes, well, it's like sometimes you've kind of been conditioned to just look at the faults.
Yeah.
You try, but you just look at the faults. But sometimes if we keep looking at the faults, and it's not for everyone,
Yeah.
it's telling us something. If we
Yes.
see that it's telling us something, so it keeps
Yeah.
resonating. That fault keeps resonating, and
Yeah.
it's kind of trying to tell us something. So, and coming here, the tables turn. So you look through the faults.
Yeah.
They turn, more so. Without this, it's difficult to not look at people's faults, Maharaj.
Yeah, I know. It's not. It's not. It's we're heavy, like Amy was saying here. So a lot of conditioning from our previous life. But this how we overcome it is by
Yeah,
association here and
yeah,
by ecstatic chanting.
yeah,
But also, the teaching is important too. That's why we have these books. This helps us get over them quickly. Otherwise, like Johan was saying, yeah, in some life we'll get over it. Well, hey, man, there's no reason not to get over it now so that we can do as much beneficial work for Lord Chaitanya's mission here of saving the conditioned souls as possible. Otherwise, people come here and they see we're still, relating to our conditioning and thinking, oh, wow, you're blocking. Why are you blocking? You're supposed to be an advanced devotee, but you're blocking people. What's that? That's all because of not getting through that yet. But the main thing is you got to acknowledge, man, that hey, man, you'll be, that's pride. It's a kind of they used to call it spiritual pride. It's not spirit. It's pride. It's yeah. It's your conditioning, not not acknowledging that, and therefore it puts you in a superior position in your mind. See, so no, the truth will set you free. The truth is, anyone here that has Lord Chaitanya's mercy, which is love of Krishna, and they can relish mellows, like she can read these verses, or anybody else who can do that. Now you have to be a little bit more understanding, and you don't relate to that. Otherwise, there's one thing. Uh, there's an offense against the spiritual master in the first chapter. It's to consider them an ordinary person. And when I see an ecstatic devotee relating like that and saying, "Oh well, that's this is different. Her offense against a Vaishnava is different." Well, wait a second. Why are you relating to her as an ordinary person? River's not an ordinary person. Govinda's not an ordinary person. Ordinary person is the love of God hasn't awakened them. She's an extraordinary person. She's got the extraordinary mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It's very, very rare. Why would you block somebody like that? It's only your own conditioning. So just, I know you can't just artificially be artificial, but maybe if this will help you acknowledge it's your fault, if you can just say it's not, otherwise you got your pride is chained you. Okay? You're still under the chain of pride, thinking that you're better than somebody. Especially you're better than another ecstatic devotee who has the same ecstasy that you have. How are you? This is your real sister. Okay? So admitting, I think, see, Govinda, I think is through a lot of this because he had this kind of training, admitting, I've got this, I've got this. But in Vaishnavism, they don't not usually good at admitting, like because they come from ISKCONs and all that. They don't do this kind of work, this kind of process. That's why you see action in a sense river, even though you may see this, oh, but what about this? What about, well, I'm looking at, there's ecstatic devotion there. I stay at peace. You're not at peace if you criticize. That's why you block them. Because if you look at her and you're looking at the faults, and then it boomerangs back on you and destroys your peace. I look at River, I go, wow, what an ecstatic devotee, man. I say, I'm free, man. I like being free. What about you guys? You want to be free? I don't have to block River. I just say, hey, man, do your thing. It doesn't bother me. Try. You can't hook me now. I'm free. That's all my conditioning. She probably hooked me a few times, but it's not so much. She knows what she's doing. Try to hook you.
You
That's
know,
Krishna. Yes, trying to hook you.
Maharaj, you said a few minutes ago that I'm quite intense. Um, yeah, sometimes I can trigger somebody
Yeah.
so deep that they've been hiding something for so long that it comes to the surface,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
they've been hiding it for such a long time.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
they don't even know it's
yeah,
there.
yeah,
They can't even. And when it comes up, that's it. You
yeah.
know. So that's a great thing to
Yeah,
bring
it's
it
a great
up.
thing.
It's a
I tell
great
you,
thing to.
Johan and Lolita, you should eventually. You're going to be thanking her. Now I know it's a little painful, but you'll be thanking her for bringing it up because hey, now you know there's a weakness there. That conditioning is there. So that's So I know you may not like it. You may not want it to have it that way. You want to do it another way, but Krishna's. Krishna's got his ways. We don't. He doesn't play fair. Maya doesn't play fair either. They're both cheaters. Krishna cheats you out of your conditioning so you can be more, in tune with his mentality and mercy and
Yeah,
ecstasy.
yeah,
And Maya cheats you into becoming more conditioned.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult. Then I think it's part of our. I feel it's part of the Indian culture and how we are brought up. We are
Yeah.
brought up through criticism.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. That's why my sister and brother left to be Christians. They couldn't be dealing with my parents' criticism, but they were actually saying things to help us, Maharaj. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to, like, they're Indian, we're going to Western school, we associate more with the West, and my parents, but they were actually saying great things
Mm-hmm.
as well. So, yeah. Um, so I apologize, but it is our triggers here in this Sangha is a great thing. It's a
It
great
is
thing.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
help us move closer to Krishna. Once we're through them,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Yeah, yeah, it's all part of the process. This is a very important part. Yeah, because we got to see, got to see ultimately how the Lord sees. Then that's how you become like the other half of the Lord. Not everybody, not all Vaishnavas can see that. I mean, but we're in a very intense um, situation here. This is a highly purifying situation, and it goes very fast. And I was actually this morning. I was feeling. I was like I was sleep. Took a little extra. I got up early again as usual, and I took a little rest, and I was all this real. I was feeling so like ecstatic about what's going on here now in this time with this stuff coming up with with the more ecstatic devotees, and how people here, like Rivers, dealing with this, and Shamagori, and how strong they're getting, and and it coming up the these things in like Johan and Lalita, and I was thinking, wow, this is going to have a fantastic result, man.
Powerful.
This is going to
Powerful.
make really
Yeah.
powerful what we're doing here
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't get through this in churches, in things. This is very significant what we're going through right now, because when we start to really see things as they are, wow, we will people will be so attracted. Why wouldn't they be? Where do you get shelter like this, where people are seeing the real situation? Okay? And that's when they're already coming. People are coming here and seeing and appreciating. Um, yeah, and because they see, people are not stupid. The world wants you to be stupid, and religion wants you to be stupid. But here, you just get more and more understanding about everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a real university, man.
Absolutely. It's a huge clearing for us, Maharaj.
Yeah,
It's a huge clearing going on here for us all. Just clear it all out the way, remove the
yeah,
obstacles, understand the faults, remove them, and let them go, all under the shelter of Lord Caitanya, headed by you, being the face of Lord Caitanya, the head, and making more faces, to represent Lord Caitanya. It can only happen here
yeah.
with you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This is special, man. This is a divine intervention for all of
Yeah.
our lives. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lives of so many, also. So many.
Yeah.
It's astounding. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I
Beneficial for
feel
so
really,
many.
yeah, in my heart, I feel really fantastic about this. Like, yeah, and all the controversies, everything is all part of it. It's all part of it.
Absolutely. Karuna.
Amy says, "This is the shelter, and it's scary out there without this. This is absolutely necessary for survival. Come with us." Amy's doing it. Come with us. Best preacher there. There you go. Thank you, Amy. You just tell them. You tell the world. Come with us if you want to win. You will feel like you will feel the action, man. There's everything here, man. There's it's thrilling. It's a comedy. It's intense. It, it's thought provoking, purifying, ecstatic. It's bittersweet. Yeah. Go ahead and read on or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Karuna, come on, come on.
Shut up, Karuna.
There you go. Shut up, Maharaj said. Okay, text text 42. Text 41, sorry. Every day the Lord would take his meal at different places. And if someone was prepared to pay for a meal, the fixed price was at only 4 panas. Or did I read this one? Anyway, Ramachandra Puri concerned himself with gathering all sorts of information about how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was situated, including his regulative principles, his lunch, his sleep, and his movements. Because Ramachandra Puri was uninterested in only, excuse me, because Ramachandra Puri was interested only in finding faults, he could not understand the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, you see, that's it. How it works. See, so when you see a devotee here, and you see the fault instead of the transcendental quality. See, like when I look at River, even when I'm looking, oh, look, she's ecstatic. That's her transcendental quality. It's working. Krishna's accepted her. Wow, let me go kiss her feet. You know, if you can't do that, you ecstatic devotees out there, that should be humbling. See, because you're looking at the faults, therefore the transcendental qualities are hidden from you. See, you can't see. If you look at the transcendental quality, you'll feel ecstatic. See, you're not looking at the fault part of it. Then it's hidden from you. So that's subtle. It's subtle, um, but powerful too. Because if you get this, you'll be free. You won't be able to let your conditioning uh, block your progress. Because that's what it is. It's blocking your brain. It's keeping you in ignorance. If you can't look at where, like, say, I just use River. She's one example. If I look at River, I just say, oh, look at this. She's did this way and this way. That's like Ramachandra Puri obstacle. See, he's doing that. He can't relish the transcendental qualities of River, of what's coming out of River. I can't listen to her read this in ecstasy because I won't be able to tolerate it because it's, I'm looking at the fault is got hold of me. So anyway, that's part of actually, as you're advancing through these things, you won't have to say, well, this is this devotee I can take because they have nicer qualities all the time, more often. You just look, oh yeah, this is a real brother, a real sister because they have ecstatic devotion. Oh well, that's okay. They get like that sometimes. No, just I just go, put my boundaries up. Just go take a walk or something. Let them rant and rave. She's funny.
Sorry, Maharaj.
Yeah. I feel constructive force in myself building up inside, vibrates like yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is part of the teaching because we're working as a team. Because like I have some of these persons, like say like Johan says to Tom and gets, well, he told me not to associate with this devotee and all this. And I said, well, you got to see, it's his conditioning, and it's not like that. See, we're here to help the weaker devotees. Not that Tom's weaker. I'm just people, whoever's the newcomers and everything. That's why the more we get over these things in ourselves, the better preaching we'll have.
Yeah.
The better we'll be able to lead people correctly and not with sectarianism. See, that's what takes down churches and movements is prejudice and fault findings and all of that stuff. See? So anyway, we're building something. We're getting purified to the point where we can see beyond the externals, see this fantastic mercy. People don't believe in the mercy of Lord Caitanya because they're thinking, oh, how can I get there? I'm not perfect. So you guys have got the mercy. Lalita, Ganga's got the mercy. Rivers got the mercy. Govinda's got the mercy. So many got the mercy. Johan, you got the mercy. Eh? Most people don't have that. See, so we just have to see our position. We're all faulty, man. We don't deserve the mercy, but we have the undeserved grace of the Lord. Eh? So when we see all our brothers and sisters in relation, hey, we're all fault. Now we're understanding the mentality of why the devotees and Haridas who chanted like, "I'm just a fallen person." See, that's your garland of truth. That's your protection. Is to realize, well, God, why am I looking at this? I am also like this. I'm just. It's only pride that makes me think, well, I'm an ecstatic devotee. Look at your fault there. See, oh, you're in Ramachandra Puri's obstacle. I see. See?
Yeah, it's like the film of Midnight Express when Billy goes to that part of the prison Everybody's circumambulating one way, and
Everybody's what?
everybody's going round and round and round in the prison, the depth of the prison, the Midnight Express. And that prisoner says to him, "We're all faulty machines." You remember that scene? We're all faulty, like what you're saying. We are all faulty, every single one of us. And to see the devotion, you know, what you're saying is correct, Gurumaj. Rangaleka, bless him, he gave me a great foundation in 12-step fellowship. He didn't really want to go to 2 meetings a day, so I do thank him from all my heart. But it's given me a great foundation. This is the essence of 12-step fellowship. What we're saying here, that hasn't really come into play in the ISKCONs and places because they shy away from this. I want to see more than the bhakti. I'm not convinced when people, there's got to be, you got to love, look at the devotion. It keeps coming back to that. And myself, I'm learning. I'm tired of shouting at devotees and berating them. And, I just see their qualities of devotion now. It's the essence, isn't it? So we're all learning, myself included. That's the essence.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, accepting. Yeah, accepting our fallen condition, and that's where that's a very ecstatic state actually to do that. But so yeah. Anyway, gradually we're getting there. Everybody, go ahead. Anybody else want to share? Yeah,
Can I
go
just
ahead.
share one thing? The thing
Yeah.
the thing with being here together, as we purify and get stronger and more empowered, because of the strength that we're receiving, the mercy that we receive, you can't dilute it. It won't be able to be diluted like all the religions. It just gets diluted and it all changes, and people bring in their own speculations into it. People cannot, that you cannot rest with that. You cannot rise with that because the platform is unstable. People are using their own speculations to preach the Lord. Here we are getting purified. We are letting go of the material. We are seeing it for what it is. It cannot get diluted. Okay, if we go away, but this family is building, under your shelter, Maharaj. It's building strong. We're growing strong on this platform. We can let go of all of that stuff that we haven't been able to, because we constantly receive the mercy, and we can grow and grow. It's not going to get diluted. It is working. It's starting from the one, Maharaj, with you, bringing in the one truth of the Lord, making it more just like yourself, with individual personalities, and it's just getting solid. It cannot get diluted. I've been meditating on why it's got diluted and how it's changed a lot, because we need this. Like Amy just said, Maharaj, we need this stability. We need this empowerment. We need to bring in the potency of the Lord. And that's what you've been doing. And,
Oh
we
yeah,
are. That's what you've been doing constantly for decades and decades and lifetimes. And you've been ready. You've been ready, to bring this for us. You have been experiencing, you have been trying to figure it out, any kind of conditionings that you have. And then they have been going. You have been learning as you're going, as you've been going. And it's all kind of coming together. And you can see it with how you've built the other devotees and built that strength. And you can see now, like, it cannot get diluted, Maharaj. Brilliant. Woo! Absolutely brilliant. Oh my gosh. There's just nothing. There is just nothing else. I was just like feeling unwell here. The machine's just doing its thing. And I'm just getting more focused into what you're saying and coming away from that. And it's just settling down, more into this. It's giving me a shelter and takes my mind away from this material disturbance, because I'm focusing more here. So yes, that's what I wanted to say, Mark. Thank you so much, so much.
Bring your guitars!
It's actually,
bring your guitars!
They can't hear you, Karuna, because I've got my headphones in. This is a debt that I am happy to pay off for eternity, because I'm happy to have this debt. People hate debts. This is the greatest debt ever. What more can we ask for, Maharaj? More Lord, more Lord.
Yeah.
We're taught in this life that what you have is enough. This is enough now. Be grateful for what you have. I'm sorry. I want more of mercy of the Lord all the time. I want more. Don't tell me off, because I want more mercy, and I want to bring that strength through. It's wonderful, Maharaj. Thank you so much. I'm sweating.
Greedy pig!
It's mist out there and really cold. I'm hot. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you to the devotees, Maharaj, because without all of us going through this together and seeing each other's path, we're seeing each other's paths. We're watching, we kind of see what's going off, and we react and do things. But here, having you as our head, we can get through anything. We are getting through
block Yamuna and Karuna!
everything. You can hear Karuna.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. Yeah. Anybody else want to? Well, anyway,
Yes.
go ahead. Read on. Go ahead. You want to say something, Tom? Go ahead.
Yes. This I feel this change of motivation, like it's building up now inside. Like previously, I was motivated by the mode of goodness, and the other modes, passion maybe, or ignorance. I don't know. But I'm now this game changer is building up this. Well, I'm trembling. this I feel like I'm exploding, but from another source, from another motivation, and I'm getting it's like being trembling. A bomb inside of me is trembling. A fire it has to burst out from this. Yeah, I don't know the source, but it's something that came with this sangha, with this motivation, with this. Maybe it's pure goodness. I hope. Hare Krishna.
I'll read.
So River is going to read now again.
Do you want to read, Tom?
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm on text. This is a great one. If you start from text 43.
43. We can
Yeah.
we can do
Tom's got a
together.
bomb up his bum!
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said because Karuna was shouting. What did you say?
We can cooperate.
Yeah.
Like I like that when we did together. If you want to say something, if I want to say something, we can do together.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah,
okay with Guru.
Yeah, I mean this is a cooperation in the past times. It's cooperated, not just one person, not just It's like we're a family of people working together, cooperating. See, so anytime we got blocking and all that stuff, it's because of conditioning. So acknowledging that is a step. It's like a drunk on conditioning. It's like a 12-step program. You got to go and admit I'm a drunk. I'm conditioned. I'm a faulty person too. And then you start to feel like everybody else. See, we do this spiritually, or otherwise you got this thing. I'm not a drunk. I'm not a bad person. That person's bad. They're offensive to Vaishnava, not me. See? Oh, you're so that in 12 steps. I think I've never been, but I think I watched on TV or something. Not TV, but videos or something. How they operate. They sit down and people watch and I'm not an alcoholic. No, not me. It's just them. But you really feel good and part of the group when you think, oh, well, yeah, I'm worse than River, man. I thought she's a hypocrite. No, I'm a hypocrite. She's so nice. I'm also like that. I'm probably worse. Just you're part of the family of the fucked ups. We're all fucked up, man. Now, why would you block anybody in this family when we're all fucked up? I'm part of the fucked ups. I just thought I wasn't. I was an ecstatic devotee. Now I'm not fucked up. They're fucked up.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. And I like to admit that I don't like fighting with Karuna physically, but I feel very strong when he's at a distance and I have it. He's on the phone, and then I can talk to him. I feel strong, but but if he's going to get at me physically, I feel not. I feel afraid.
He's going to get at you physically.
Yes, when he's very strong physically. Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I feel more convinced when there's a distance. I can talk to him,
yeah.
and when he's yeah, he can be very fearful when physically for me.
See, yeah, Fear is a great is how mind. See, when you're cut off from Krishna, see this conditioning cuts us off from Krishna. Fear is arise. So certain areas of our lives, might be cutting us off. That's why I just keep, if I get fearful about whatever, I just start chanting and connecting again, and then Krishna takes it. Just
Yeah,
yeah,
but that was a long time ago in the beginning when I
yeah,
first when I first came to England. I had some physical fear, but now it's okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, let's see here, River. He is all mouth, sweet. He would never hit. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, read on.
Text 43.
Okay, I'm going to lay down because
Yeah.
I'll listen. I'll
Jai
be
Shri
listening.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan. Because Ramachandra Puri was interested in finding faults, he could not understand the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His only concern was finding faults, but still he could not find any. Oh, yes. At last, he found a fault. At last, he found a fault. How can a person in the renounced order eat so many sweetmeats? He said, if one eats sweets, controlling the senses is very difficult. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I want to hear your laugh, River. You're muted.
Yeah, but it's loud. I don't want to disturb you.
No, it's nice. It's nice.
Okay. I just need to do
I-
something on I just need to do something on the machine. I'll be back.
yeah, yeah,
2
okay,
minutes.
okay.
Okay. I'm listening still.
Yeah, yeah. I like this sound connection. Yes. Um. wh- so he found the fault. Yes. In this way, Ramachandra Puri blasphemed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before everyone. But nevertheless, he would regularly come to see the Lord every day. That sounds familiar. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. When they when they met, whoa, oh yes, I feel this um. There's a disdain, wanting to get distance at a certain level, and then on another level there is this attraction. There is this attraction, and it can be very confusing. What's happening? What's happening? There's an attraction coming from another level, and this is what I feel. This attraction, it surpasses the the criticism, the repulsive. I want to get distance. I want to block you. It's from another level, and this quality surpasses all the other levels. And of course, it's not. It's difficult to understand if you only have these judging eyes from that level of good, mode of goodness are another level. You cannot see. You are not real eyed. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So being real eyed or realized, it brings another perspective and another attraction and another dynamic in this whole shebang, in this whole in this whole play, in this whole lila. Yes, that's the you understand? Yes, I don't know the meaning of the word shebang, but it felt okay to use it. It's just an intuitive word coming. Spontaneous.
Shebang!
Spontaneous level is in charge now. Yes, that's Raganuga level. That's what I feel. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's coming. I trust that there's funniness. There is, and it's very cute. Level of cuteness. The cuteness surpasses all the mode of goodness, and so like Krishna surpasses a lot of emotions by goodness, by pure cuteness. Like he can get away when he is doing a joke like, oh, I'm stuck and under this wheel. Yes, there was a pastime. He did as a baby. He wasn't even a baby. I'm stuck under this wheel. I'm stuck under this wheel. But he made a joke,
Wow.
and they forgive him because he was so cute. He can get away stealing butter and then using his cute face, his innocent face, and everyone melts. Everyone melts. so the laws of goodness, they don't apply to him. He's on another level. And so
Raping my daughter-in-law!
I didn't hear that. One day Ramachandra, wait. When they met, he found a fault. In this way, Ramachandra Puri blasphemed Sri Krishna
Record
Chaitanya
time!
before everyone, but nevertheless he would regularly come to see the Lord every day.
Every day.
When they met, the Lord would offer him respectful obeisances, considering him a god brother or his spiritual master. Ramachandra Puri's business, however, was to search for faults in the Lord. Yes. Every role has to be played in that lila, and also the fault finder, because if there's no fault finder, the whole theater cannot exist. Yes, like in a theater, every role has to be played. Also the cute roles and the transformation, the one who transforms, the one who everything is exactly organized and ruled by this higher intelligence coming from the Lord. He's the supreme controller, the supreme director. Last night there was sugarcane here, he said. Huh? Sugarcane? What has sugarcane to do with this? Last night there was sugarcane candy here, he said.
Tom! Tell me when you're reading! Oh my god!
Text 49. Last night there was sugar candy here, he said. Very confusing. Sugar candy. What has sugar candy to do with this? Therefore, ants are wandering about. Yeah, let's distract the whole focus. Yes. Now we are going to focus on sugar candy and ants.
Buddha.
Very confusing.
Hey, Tom, read, read the purport.
I didn't finish the verse.
Read the purport. Oh no,
Now,
there isn't one.
first the verse and then the purport.
There isn't one.
There isn't one, there isn't. But
You
there's
have to
there is
do.
there is
You
a
have to
second.
do it.
There's a
You have
second
to.
sentence. The second
Okay.
sentence is, alas, this renounced sannyasi is attached to such sense gratification. After speaking in this way, he got up and left. Yes, you can imagine. He wanted to try to distract, and he wanted to try to distract, but he did. He was feeling himself like, no, this is not going to help. My distraction will be futile. It will not help. So he just left. Whoa. Oh yeah, can you imagine? In this way, Ramachandra Puri blasphemed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before everyone.
Why would anyone leave?
But nevertheless, he would regularly come to see the Lord every day. So you have this pain in the ass. He is coming every day and criticizing.
If you don't get anything, the sweetness is there. If you don't get
Yes,
anything, the sweetness
yes,
is there.
yes.
If
This
you don't
cuteness.
you don't relish it and understand it, you're going to up and leave.
Yes,
Because you're just not going to receive that deep mercy, that sweet
yes.
mercy.
The
You're
sweetness,
just
this
going to up and
cuteness.
leave. Like certain devotees, they just up and leave. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's the funny, the Joker is around. There has to be a Joker when there's in the when there's a kingdom and the king and there is no Joker. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Yep.
Who wants to be there?
They always.
Who wants to be king when there's no Joker?
He lives in all of us.
Yes. Oh, it's so boring without. I think that rascal, that funny, cute, sweet. Oh my God, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I lost track.
You was on verse. You're on verse 50 now.
Already?
Verse 50.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
you're on 50.
Okay, thank you. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had heard rumors about Ramachandra Puri's blasphemy. Now he directly heard his fanciful accusations. Ants generally crawl about here, there and everywhere. But Ramachandra Puri, imagining fools, criticized Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by alleging that there had been sweetmeats in his room. Oh, yes. Some people they can get very good in fault finding. They see ants. They see ants eating sweetmeats, but it's not real. They are imagining. What's the other word? It's
Fanciful, is it that one?
it's what's the other word? Like you're imagining things that are not there.
Imagination. I can't. What's another word? I don't know.
Like we use a lot this is assumption, not an
Hallucination.
assumption. Speculation.
There you go. Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
looking for the word speculation.
Yeah.
So he's speculating that ants are eating sweetmeats, but it's an imagination. After hearing this criticism, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doubtful and apprehensive. Therefore, he called Govinda and instructed him as follows. From today on, it will be a rule that I shall accept only 1/4 of a pot of Lord Jagannath's prasadam and 5 gandas worth of vegetables. So he's setting a plafond, a ceiling, a limit on his diet. If you bring any more than this, you will not see me here anymore.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant because some people just go too far. We need to know how much sometimes. Sometimes people just go with certain things. We need to know how to just leave it alone for a little while.
Yeah,
Do you know what
proportion.
I'm? Yeah. Until more, yeah. Sorry, Tom, carry on.
Yeah. It's, Govinda relayed this message to all the devotees. Govinda relayed yes, this message to all the devotees. This is self-restriction. Yes, he restricted
Hey,
himself.
Govinda!
Yes, he restricted himself. He restricted
Yeah, roll
himself.
around the roof.
When they heard it, it felt as if their heads had been struck by thunderbolts. Huh? What's going on here? What's going on here? Very confusing. All the devotees condemned. All the devotees condemned Ramachandra Puri, saying, "This sinful man has come here and taken our lives."
More people on Restream!
All the devotees condemned Ramachandra Puri, saying, "This sinful man has come here and taken our lives." Yes, he has provoked our Lord to set a ceiling on this, to restrict himself. That day, a Brahmana extended an invitation to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Govinda accepted only 5 gandas worth of vegetables and 1/4 of a pot of rice, the Brahmana, in great despair, struck his head with his hand and cried, "Alas, alas! What am I going to do?" Hare Krishna. Oh yeah, you can see this as a play, as a theater. It's so cool. I can see it before my transcendental eyes. Oh my god! What's happening? Only those. What do I have to do? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate 1/2 of the rice and vegetables, and whatever remained was taken by Govinda. Thus, both Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Govinda ate only half the food they needed. Because of this, all the other devotees gave up eating. Now I also don't want any more. My appetite has gone. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Govinda and Kashishvar, "You may both take alms everywhere to fill your bellies." In this way, some days passed in great unhappiness. Hearing of all this, Ramachandra Puri went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered his obeisances to Ramachandra Puri, worshipping his feet. Then Ramachandra Puri smiled and spoke to the Lord. Ramachandra Puri advised, "It is not the business of a sannyasi to gratify his senses. He should fill his belly some way or other." Find another way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Excuse me. Hey
I have,
Tom,
yes.
does Govinda want to read?
Oh, I didn't see it.
I don't
Where
know
is
because Govinda's up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Govinda, do you want to read now?
At the moment, I'm happy listening to you. So you crack on.
Okay. Okay. So it's like, Tom, it's like, it's not like, Lord Chaitanya is like confusing things like you were saying. He's confusing Ramachandra Puri. Is that his name, I think? Confusing him because he's still fault finding and he can't receive the mercy. There's blocks because of his fault finding. He can't receive it. He's trying to confuse everything up. Yeah. Carry on, sorry.
It's mixed up.
Yeah.
It's like
What's going on? What's going
yeah,
on?
like putting a mirror in front of him. Let him show and feel what he is actually doing. He's
Yeah.
like a rascal.
Yeah.
He's pointing out the rascal dumb.
Who's the biggest rascal?
Yeah, but it's such a funny way to. He knows exactly how to approach this.
Woo. Woo. Okay.
I have heard
Okay.
that you have cut your eating in half. Indeed, I see that you are skinny. Such dry renunciation is also not the religion of a sannyasi. Huh? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's Ramchandra Puri continuing his advice. I have heard that you have cut your eating in half. Indeed, I see that you are skinny. Such dry renunciation is also not the religion of a sannyasi.
Great. Great, Leela.
A sannyasi eats as much as necessary to maintain his body, but he does not enjoy satisfying his senses materially. Thus, a sannyasi becomes perfect in his spiritual advancement in knowledge. Ah, yeah.
Let
So,
me just share because I'm sort of interjecting with some of Philip's comments here. About we must cut our eating in half, and I just got that beautiful verse that Jesus was speaking to. So parallel. I've got food that you know not of. So the essence is always the spiritual food, and obviously we have to maintain our bodies and keep healthy and that. But that's just some interjection from Philip here as well. So,
yeah. So the focus the focus is on becoming perfect in this spiritual advancement in knowledge. Yeah. Thus, a sannyasi becomes perfect in his spiritual advancements in knowledge. And then Lord,
I think there was one time, Tom, when the apostles were really, really hungry. They're really, really hungry and thinking, when is he going to stop? Well, we've got to eat now. We've got to eat now. I think that's when Jesus made that comment. I've got food you know not of. And that's it, man. Because the world's always doing its material, blah, 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 distracting you here, then, everywhere. But this food is the essence for all of us, isn't it?
like I felt this. There's a hunger on different levels. Yeah, there's a focus on different levels. If you are focus on this, I have to be a good person. I have to be clever with the mind. Yes, and study law and study this and to be a good goody two shoes and to help the whole shebang on the material level, yes, then it's very disturbing when another quality comes, when another level comes, when a Raganuga level comes. People cannot see, oh, what's going on. They don't know how, where it's coming from. Yeah. And then when even when there's Krishna cuteness coming in, the sweetness of Krishna, all those rules and regulations are just dissolved into the background. They are vanished. They are not relevant anymore. And it's this transfer, this transformation is very, very confusing. Like that there is a higher um quality coming in my consciousness. When there's a higher quality coming in my consciousness, I don't see it coming. What's going on? Very confusing. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Um uh, a sannyasi eats as much as necessary to maintain his body, but he does not enjoy satisfying his senses materially. Thus, a sannyasi becomes perfect in his spiritual advancement in knowledge. And then Lord Krishna said, he's quoting Lord Krishna, "My dear Arjuna, one cannot perform mystic yoga if he eats more than necessary or needlessly fast." Oh my god. This is very nice, confusing. Nicely confusing. Sleeps and dreams too much or does not sleep enough. One should eat and enjoy his senses as much as necessary. One should properly endeavor to execute his duties. And one should. There are very many shoulds in this sentence. And one should regulate his sleep and wakefulness. Thus, one can become freed from material pains by executing mystic yoga. Haha. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then humbly submitted, "I'm just an ignorant boy, and I'm like your disciple. It's my great fortune that you are instructing me." I feel I can get
That's
this.
good.
Yes, he is like Ramachandra Puri. He advised. Yes, it started in 64. This was a whole advice from Ramachandra Puri to Lord Chaitanya. Yes, and it's like built up in a in a in a very intelligent way, but that this intelligence is on it's on another level as the intelligence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then humbly submitted, I'm just like an ignorant boy, and I'm like your disciple. It's my great fortune that you are instructing me." Hearing this, Ramachandra Puri got up and left. it's, it's like somebody is talking sarcastically to you. Yes. You are saying this to please me, but I don't believe it. It sounds very sarcastically. So Ramachandra Puri got up and left. Oh, yeah. He also heard from various sources that all, that all, that all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were eating half as much as usual. So, so felt, I'm the cause. I'm the cause that everyone is eating half as much. So he felt kind of guilty and ashamed. How beautiful! Oh, how beautiful! Like he's regretting his whole approach. He's regretting his whole approach. What did I do? I did it cause that everyone is eating half as much as usual. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad. The next day, Paramananda Puri, another devotee, approached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great humility and submission. now he's in the
I just want to
position.
share. I just want to interrupt you and share something because Philip's just shared. He's beginning to see that this is not just like going to church and you go home. It's an ongoing. So just share that with you. So I interject with it.
Yes. I love this funny angle, funny way to approach this, to taste this. Yes, it's so it's so familiar. Like it's so like a family situation. Yes, so informal.
And that's what Philip was just sharing. It's a, informal vibe. It's not we go home now. It's like ongoing all the time, and it's family. It's not that structure
Yes,
of
yeah,
religion.
exactly.
You sit down, you listen. Everyone can interject and share and their realizations
Yes, this
on this wonderful pastime. Right?
yeah, this is a family affair. The next day, Paramananda Puri and other devotees approached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great humility and submission. Paramananda Puri said, "My god brother Ramachandra Puri is by nature a bad critic."
It's his nature.
Yes. If you give up eating because of his words, what will be the profit?
Nothing.
Yes,
Eat,
but
eat.
yes, let's celebrate. There is enough. There's plenty. It is the nature of Ramachandra Puri that first he let one eat as much as desired. And if one does not eat more than necessary, with great attention he makes him eat more. Okay. So that's the nature of Ramachandra Puri. Yes. In this way, he induces one to eat more than necessary. Then he directly criticizes him, saying, "You eat too much. How much money do you have in your treasury?" Oh, he's sneaky. Also, by inducing sannyasis to eat so much, you spoil their religious principles. Therefore, I can understand that you have no advancement. Wow, he's really sneaky. It is Ramachandra Puri's business to inquire always about how others are eating and conducting their daily affairs. He's like the police officer. He's controlling everyone. He's not. He's watching everyone. The two kinds of activities rejected in the revealed scriptures constitute his daily affairs. The two kind of activities rejected in the revealed scriptures constitute his daily affairs. So this criticizing and the other one. Yeah. One should see that because of the meeting of material nature and the living entity, the universe is acting uniformly. Oh, it's getting confusing. One should see that because of the meeting of material nature and the living entity, the universe is acting uniformly.
That's a great point, and that's why people engaging in like a tug of war between the good and bad is going nowhere, acting uniformly. It's the most
Yeah,
dimension. It's standard, standard. It's like watching a production line in a factory, but this is beyond the production line, beyond the matrix, beyond the modes of nature. It's very easy to understand how this universe is going on and see the effects of people fighting what's going on. They get burnt out, suicidal, suffering. But this is great. This is greater because it's greater than the modes of nature. It's a spiritual nature. The modes of nature is standard. There's no fight in the devotees here. We're not fighting. We're just, it's already won. Pleasure is forgotten by just accepting the gift. That's the
I don't know if it's with you, Tom, but I can't hear everything Govinda is saying. Is it with
yeah,
you as well?
where is the guitar coming from?
It's the young man here sitting next to me.
That's also confusing.
Do you want him to stop?
Uh,
oh,
I can go. It's your choice.
we can
Excuse me.
find a way in this cacophony.
it fits in. It fits in.
Okay. One should see that because of the meeting of material nature and the living entity, the universe is acting uniformly. Yes, they are. So I understand they are working together. They are cooperating. There has to be there is this learning on the level of Maya, of Mahamaya, learning lessons from Mahamaya, and there is this. Oh, this is very confusing.
No, it's not. It's a very simple, actually. There's nothing to criticize because of the meeting between the modes of nature, the modes of nature being the senses and its objects. See, um, if the modes of ignorance and passion or goodness are functioning in me, so I'm meeting with my objects. See, so if I'm in the mode of passion and ignorance, my consciousness is affected. I'm going to act ignorantly. If I'm affected by passion, I'm going to be passionate. See, my consciousness is affected. It's merging. It's moving me. It's pushing me. If I'm in goodness, I'll be acting good in the world. So you'll be more. So, and these are all these qualities of things. So there's the meaning. So why should in one sense, why should I criticize Bill Gates or Fauci? They're just, the only reason is for preaching the highest truth distinguished from. I don't have any. When you get out of hatred and attraction or repulsion, oh, I'm repulsed to this quality. Okay? So it's only the meetings of the material nature and its objects. It causes you to express in this world. See, that's why the divine expression is great. And here is a little interesting situation because we have the special mercy of Lord Caitanya, which most Vaishnavas don't believe in. See, special mercy of Lord Chaitanya is we're meeting with the transcendental nature. That's why there's ecstasy. Devotees are ecstatic. But also there's a little conditioned nature you're seeing. See? So that's what's special. So that's why I say look at that because that's the devotees here are different. They're considered saints because of that. That's that Bhagavad Gita verse where Krishna says my devotees, even if they do the most abominable things, will very soon be righteous, because see, we're continually contacting that spiritual nature and becoming purified by it. See, so that's why gradually we get over that. The only blockage is that's why I just kind of stimulate this conversation to get over the ignorance, is to think that, say, like River is the same as an ordinary unawakened devotee or Vaishnava, unawakened Vaishnava. No, no, no. That mercy is in, it's functioning now. It's actually, you offend her, or if you're, yeah, well, you know, if you actually, if you're offended by her or anybody else with that has that spirit of devotion, then that has a stronger effect on you. You'll, that's what they call being what do you call, finding fault with a Vaishnava, especially when they're awakened. You look at their faults. What happens? It reverberates. I see it here. I see it in you, the ecstatic devotees who are, their condition is causing them to go against the devotees here, to block them, and so I see what it does. And I see what it does when devotees, even ecstatic ones, are associating with those who have other qualities. Even it happened here. Um, it affects our energies. So, yeah, the more we get clear about that, the better, because then we understand the situation and how you gotta, if you see River or anybody that has this love of Krishna awakened in them, and you say, "Oh, well, look at the faults," it has a stronger impact on rebound on you. Yeah. That's why a lot of times maybe there's some blocking, because you're only blocking them because because the effect, because you look at them, you look at the fault in it, it hits you back in the face. So you better to block. You know.
So this essence of blocking is that you put your fingers in your own ears. That's blocking. Yes.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, yeah. See, but then you're
I'm
kind of,
blocking you. I'm not listening to you. I'm
yeah,
putting my
yeah, yeah.
fingers in my ears when and I don't listen to you. So the only who is affected is yourself.
Yourself, yeah, and you stop your participation in what's going on here. That's why, you know, if you know, if somebody comes on and you're offended by them, you know, then you got to go away, because you know, when I look at them, I get more offended and I get her. You know, her. It brings up. So that's the stuff, the conditioning we're getting over gradually. You know, like if you're feeling fearful because somebody's triggering you into the fear. Okay, well, that's the conditioning, because it's actually, Vaishnava doesn't fear anything, but it's only that part that's getting healed. Well, healed. You just, it actually, sometimes you gotta, it's popping the pus and it's coming out. It needs to come out, that stuff. You gotta, you know, face it in a sense. To me, it shows that they somehow cannot handle the situation. Yeah, in a sense, they can't, you know, and that's, again, that's why it's humbling. Because, see, sometimes we have some ecstatic, really ecstatic devotees here. And you get a little bit like, oh, you know, you think, but no, the Lord is confronting you, because, you know, it's like the more mercy you get, the more expectation that the Lord has for you, which is good. He wants you to go all the way, you know, wants you to get everything, you know, wants you to be, you know, like a pure, I mean, a really pure devotee here in this world, where you manifest the same consciousness like Lord Caitanya. I mean, isn't that the goal? You know, wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah.
You're not looking at anybody's faults. Look at him. You didn't even look at Ramachandra's fault, man. Even the devotees couldn't. They were like, they were like, oh, this Ramachandra, he's always, you know. See, they didn't even want to be around him, you know. But the Lord said, oh, he's just, he saw the spiritual side of everything. I mean, that's how far it can go. So we're in the process here, and we'll go as far as we can go. I mean, you can remain in that and say, "Well, I'm sorry, I don't accept. I'm just going to block that person. Yeah, I'm going to block them to the end of this life, and I'm never going to talk to them." I mean, you can do that if you wanted, but then you block your participation in the progress. Even starting with you progressing over that, you know. But eventually you get it, just, but this is part of the process, Your ecstatic chanting and all that's part of it. And also this, the talking about it, discussion, like what is the problem? It goes faster. Isn't it nice when it's like if you have knowledge that gives you some power over the situation. It's like God said, my people are being destroyed because of ignorance, because of lack of knowledge. So one thing, this is part of the knowledge. He's conclusive truth, right? See, lean on to the understanding of Krishna, the absolute truth. You know? So anyway, through gradually, nobody can just get over these things immediately or whatever, but this will increase our service. It'll increase our effectiveness in this world in preaching this message in such a horrible place. It'll increase people having faith in what we're doing when they see, like newer people coming and they say, "Wow, they really get along good. Wow, they're really a family."
Yeah.
You see, otherwise they're looking at you. Oh, you're supposed to be a highly elevated extent. Why are you still doing that? See, so anyway, it's good. It's all good. That's what I agree. I was feeling great about when I realize, wow, that's what's happening. Boy, the Lord's really bringing us deep.
Yeah.
He wants us to really work for Him, really, and be His real, deep representatives.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's great. It's awesome, the whole thing.
It is.
And yeah, yeah. You know what? I think we're gonna stop here, and we'll continue on as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So juicy, Maharaj. Just get so juicy, just
Yeah.
juicy and so attractive. Your words, so powerful experience in your words that you share with just experiencing the power of the Lord and the juiciness and the taste of being in this family. Being family was, everything for me. So it must be an Indian conditioning. But having the spiritual family like this with us all, wow. Wow,
Yeah,
Maharaj.
no, it's great. It's a pastime of the Lord here. It's very juicy, very wonderful, and getting more and more so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
more and
guys.
more.
Yeah. Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
and we'll be seeing you. Just meditate on all these things,
Bye, Phil.
and